What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Today I wanted to go over some 6.5 and 8-inch speakers, mid-bass speakers that would be very reliable and in your budget at the same time. I've been doing a lot of research and I've seen a lot of speakers, mid-bass speakers that could handle a little more wattage RMS wise, and I just don't know. All I know is DS18 for us has been very reliable. We used to have the Red Bullet mid-range 6.5 speakers, put a picture up, that those were reliable and super loud, and we weren't even pushing the RMS wattage to them. And these, just from that, a good frequency for a 6.5, me and my pop's opinion, is 80 hertz to 10,000 hertz, and a good dB for a 6.5 would probably be 95 to 100 dB. That's for an 8 and a 6.5. You can get a speaker around that. That's pretty good. For an 8-inch speaker, the 50 hertz to 7,000 hertz is a good frequency in our opinion. Now for the 6.5 10th anniversary, got some nice lettering on it and everything. They have some basic ones that are a little more cheaper. I'll get to those in a second, but the 10th anniversary are $60 for one, and it's 80 hertz to 6.3 kilohertz or 6,300 hertz. Not too bad on what our recommended or what we think is a good frequency. It's a little lower on the top end, but that's okay. They're also mid-bass speakers, we gotta realize that. And then recommended crossover is 100 hertz, and they're 96 dB, which is really good. It's in our 95 to 100 dB range, and they handle 250 watts RMS. Now we have the regular 6.5. They're kind of plain, they don't really have any lettering or anything up. I'll put a picture up. Those are $50, so $10 cheaper. Still in a budget range, but if you add $10, you can get an extra 100 watts RMS that they can handle. And on the top end, frequency wise, the 10th anniversary speakers handle just a little more hertz on the top end, but the regular ones are 80 hertz to 6,000 hertz instead of 6,300 hertz, and still recommended crossover at 100 hertz and the same dB at 96 dB. Now when we go to an 8-inch speaker, we said 50 hertz to 7,000 hertz was a good frequency, and the good dB again was 95 to 100 dB. The 8-inch, it looks exactly like the 6.5, a little bigger of course. 10th anniversary on the bottom, DS18 in the middle. They are paper cones, but they're still pretty nice, normal. For a 10th anniversary edition 8-inch mid-bass speaker, they run for $70 a pop, which is not horrible when you're wanting a highly reliable mid-bass. You don't want to just, you can go and risk it and get something that's higher in wattage RMS wise, but probably won't handle, or they'll say it'll handle more frequency wise and wattage wise. But from our experience, we know DS18 speakers sound good and perform well. The 10th anniversary edition are 60 hertz to 8,000 hertz, so those actually perform, from our recommendations, our good frequencies is 10 hertz above what we think is the lowest, and then actually 1,000 hertz above what we think the top end should be. Recommended crossover is 80 hertz, so they'll start playing at 80 hertz. The decibels is 97.8, 1.8 decibels higher than a 6.5, of course, because it's bigger. And that fits in our good dB range of 95 to 100 dBs. And they're 275 watts RMS. So you can push, and they'll sound pretty well. They'll sound really good. Now, the regular 8-inch mid-bass speakers on DS18 run for $60 a pop, and so $10 cheaper, just like the 6.5s. But for these, it would be 6 ohms or 60 hertz to 5,000 hertz at a recommended crossover of 80 hertz. So the same thing as the 8-inch 10th anniversary edition, but they also are 97 dB instead of 97.8 dB, and they only handle 150 watts RMS. So you spend an extra $10. You can get the regular 8-inch mid bass, and they'll handle well, but they don't have the design on them, and they handle 125 less watts RMS, and decibels is lower by 0.8, and the frequency, high-end frequency, is 3,000 hertz lower. So in my opinion, me and my dad's opinion, the 8-inch 10th anniversary edition speaker and the 6-inch 10th anniversary edition speaker would probably be on the market the best speaker for its price and capability, and they are super reliable. There's other options that'll probably be even better, but from our experience, these two would handle what you need in a fairly budget-friendly build. That's what I'm trying to do. We don't go super budget-friendly on our personal build, because you don't want to go super budget-friendly. For example, wire, you don't want to go super budget-friendly. But for speakers like this, they are fairly budget-friendly. There are other ones that we might eventually go to, like the Down for Sound 6.5 mid-bass and 8-inch mid-bass speakers, but those would be the Neo ones that we go to. Even these have Neo versions of these, but they're not budget-friendly. But overall, that is everything I wanted to go over today. If you're looking for a fairly budget-friendly 8-inch mid-bass speaker, this is it. 10th anniversary DS18, the PRO-84XAs, and for a budget-friendly, reliable 6.5 mid-bass speaker, the 10th anniversary edition DS18 PRO-68XA speakers are your option. That's all I got for today. I'll make another video when I get the car, but for now on, that's it. Peace.